Okay. Welcome back, everybody. In this update, we are going to be taking a look deep into the tropics as we have a lot to talk about here today in this update. We are going to be taking a look at the Atlantic and pretty much everything once again. Hopefully tonight's stream goes very well. We're going to be hopefully getting more and more people engaged with the weather. We are going to be... let's look here. Let's look at the overall view in the Atlantic side as we are going to be waiting on further developments. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Right. Welcome back, Weather Kingdom. Welcome, everybody. We have a lot to talk about here. We have an AOI here in the Atlantic that we are going to be taking a look at. Also, we're going to be taking a look at the water temperatures, the ensembles of what could happen down the road. We have a bit more concerning information today on this AOI. This is a pretty big stream here. Now we are at code orange. We are in code orange, everybody, and we have a lot more. What's up? What's up, Mia? Hey, what's up, Mia? I haven't seen you in a while. What is up? What is up? Yes, we do have code orange here. There's a lot to talk about in this Atlantic. And by the way, if you cannot tell either, the path for this, if it develops a little bit more south, look at the general path of this here. We are, right now, doesn't look like we're going to make any turn out to sea like this. It looks like generally right now on the latest cone that we have a general, if we make that cone, if we extended this cone just a bit, looks like our cone will actually go into these areas right here. So boom, there's that. There's that like 10 to 15 day forecast further out, but that could change, you guys, as we are continuing to watch the Atlantic develop. This isn't concerning AOI, in my opinion. This could be considered the Labor Day storm. It's not a Labor Day, though. It's not probably going to develop in the next 48 hours. But in my opinion, this is our big next chance of I would not be surprised, but a hurricane, you guys. This right here could be our second hurricane of the Atlantic hurricane season. And I'm not even going to roll out the chances with the favorability here that is possible of a major hurricane. We could be 2 for 2 already by early September, before the Atlantic hurricanes peak. The next named storm, you guys, is Gabrielle. It's kind of hard to say. If you guys do understand, we will be looking through all that. We already got 21 people. We already got a lot of people engaged with the weather. We are hoping to help recruit more people. We'll have to wait and see, everybody. I will have to wait and see. Thank you already. We already gained 1 subscriber. Already 1 subscriber just out of the stream, and it just started 5 minutes ago. So thank you guys for that. We are already almost 25 likes away from our goal. Very greatly appreciated. We have a lot to take a look at, okay? We're going to be pretty much talking about this AOI pretty big and what could be next, because there's already signs of potentially I don't want to say it, but another AOI. There's already some little indications of a potential another AOI that could try and develop right after this system. So the Atlantic is starting to wake up. We're not there yet with favorability, and we're going to be taking a look at, once again, that Google slide that I made yesterday. It was towards the end of the stream, basically on the favorability and the conditions here of everything. But we'll have to take a general look. Please share, you guys, and like the video. That helps. Let's get more of an audience out here on the channel. That's honestly the goal tonight, to get as many people engaged with the weather. I am a little shocked on some of this stuff here. I would not be surprised on that AOI. Basically, what they say is a tropical wave was located now in far eastern tropical Atlantic. So it has officially emerged on Sunday into the Atlantic. Basically, localized far eastern tropical Atlantic, producing showers and thunderstorms in the environment. Conditions appear conducive for slow development of the system, and a tropical now depression could form late this weekend or next weekend. This system is expected to move westward to west-northwestward at around 15 miles an hour and move generally across eastern and the central Atlantic. So as of right now, it looks like this could be our second main development region storm. All right, so we are now our second potential tropical storm in the main development region. So the Cape Verde systems are beginning, and we'll have to wait and see on that. So when we take a look at satellite imagery, there is definitely a wave, not too strong, but we definitely have a little bit of a spin here. Let's change the color. Let's go in this direction. We definitely have a little bit of a spin here and a little bit of a spin here. So we do have generally a pretty good tropical wave, not the strongest I've seen, but a pretty strong tropical wave, in my opinion, that could try and develop. We're already at 6 likes. Thank you, guys. This is our tropical wave that we are going to be taking a look at, everyone. So when we take a look at the current storms, we do not have any invests, but I do think eventually we will be talking about an invest. I do forget the next invest, but I know there's definitely for sure going to be an invest. So when we take a look at general models, here we're not taking a look at deep. We're kind of waiting for the stream to continue to go, but as we are waiting here, this is the GFS model. We're going to be taking a look at the GFS, and we're kind of going to take a look at all the models and just see what's the latest thinking. So in just one moment, I would like for us to take a look at the general gist of the tropics. But let me go quickly get a drink, you guys. I am very thirsty, and I know I'm going to be live for quite a while. So I'm going to get a drink quickly. I'll be right back in a few. All right. So if you guys just did not hear me, I will be back in a few. I am getting a glass of water. So one moment, everybody. Please stay tuned. Alright. We are back, Weather Kingdom. I am sorry for the wait. We are back. We're about with 20 views here on the stream. Hello from Florida. What's up, TL? What's up? We are at 7 likes. We are already crushing it here in the stream. Welcome, welcome. Alright, so very interesting stuff. So let's start taking a look at some of the models here as of this right now. Let's go into the tropical Atlantic. We're going to take a look in the tropical Atlantic view here. Thank you, thank you. So basically, when we take a look at the tropics here, we're looking at the GFS. So we're going to go out 24 hours out. Do we see any tropical wave on Monday? Now, it's pretty much a broad area of low pressure right there going through. You can tell by the little bit of a isobar right there. And then generally our thunderstorms are going back like this. Pretty weak. We'll take a look at the steering flows and everything. We do see in the next 48 hours, this is in the next 2 days, we do get a better defined low pressure. There it is. It's not a low pressure, but it's a tropical wave. We generally have winds coming out like this, and we generally have winds coming out on the southern side like this. So this is our wave right there in the next 48 hours that we are taking a look at. And generally, we'll be taking a look at the steering flow also, but when we take a look at the GFS and go about 72 hours out, this is in the next 3 days, we do actually start to develop this a little bit better now, where we have a sharper wave of vorticity. It's still broad, but we are now in the next 3 days seeing a lowering pressure, probably about 1,007 on the GFS. That does indicate slow development, just like the National Hurricane Center said. Now, let's go about 84 hours out. This is about in the next 3.5, even 4 days. So this is about in 4 days from now, all right? And in the next 4 days, we do see a well-defined tropical storm. This will be Tropical Storm Gabrielle. All right, this is our next named storm. Most likely, we will be having Tropical Storm Gabrielle in the next 4 to 7 days. It's a pretty nice storm, pretty big. You can tell the environment, it's not, we're going to be taking a look at the environment and explain why the system has picked up a bit on strength. Basically, you could tell it's fully closed now. We got winds coming from the south. We got winds coming from the north, backing all the way around, all around this low level center. So at this point in the next 4 days, by September 4th, we are about at a pretty weak tropical storm, but beginning to get into that tropical storm. When we take a look in the next, this is in the next 5 days here, and you can easily see this is our next big system here. This is by September 5th. We have a strong tropical storm to a Category 1 hurricane, okay? This is in the next 5 to 6 days. According to the GFS, it wants a strong tropical storm to a Category 1 hurricane. Will that likely happen? I don't know. But the GFS has been very consistent, also with the European. We also see we don't see any other things going on in the main development region in the next little bit. But we're basically taking one system at a time, and we'll have to wait and see. So as we keep going and we go into the next 144 here, this is in the next 6 to now 7 days. At this point, we have a Category 1 hurricane. All right, this is by this point is a Category 1 hurricane to about a strong Category 1 hurricane. So we're about in a mid-level Category 1 hurricane in the next 6 to 7 days. Okay. Very interesting. We're actually a lot of views right now getting on this. If you guys are new, please like and subscribe as we are taking a look at currently our AOI in the Atlantic that could actually now develop. There's a lot of indications that this could develop. Question is on where it goes and how quick does this develop. Okay. So as we keep taking a look here, we're going to go just a little bit more here. We're going to just go 1-9. I'm not too good at this. So 144. So this is in the next about 7 days here on the official forecast. And at this point, this kind of stays a Category 1 hurricane. At this point, we're still around a Category 1 to a strong Category 1. I would say this is now more leaning on a stronger Category 1. But the difference is there is going to be some inhibited weather here where we're going to have some dry air, some wind shear, and potentially some unfavorable conditions that could help to keep this system from blowing up big time. But we'll have to wait and see, you guys, as we are watching. All right, welcome. Actually, Rainbow Obsidian, it is not also. It's actually the pressure. When we have pressures usually this is, I'm actually going to show you guys this. Let me show you guys here. Yeah, pressures. I'm going to see if they have something here. They usually have a pressure thing. So, yeah, right here. So, usually a tropical storm, usually pressures are about at 980. Pressures is about a Category 1. And then this is actually pretty updated. Let's check another one. Let's just confirm that. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's about it's pretty much a hurricane at this point. Usually we don't see tropical storms that low at that given time. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. By the way, you guys, we are at 659 subs. Thank you guys for all your guys' support. We're one away from 660. Like I said, our goal is to 700 subs. If we hit 700 subs tonight, we are going to be streaming for the next 7 days straight with no questions asked. All right, Weather Kingdom, I know we can do it. I know we can do it. We are at 12 likes. Let's get it up more. We're already doing great. When we take a look at the GFS here, sorry. Sorry, you guys. When we take a look here, this is actually by, once we get into September 8th here, this is more than 7 hours out. We actually start to strengthen this pretty rapidly here. Looks like favorability does become more. And the GFS here is at a 968 by September 8th. This is the next 8 days. And then, yeah, we do see a potential strong. This is the next about 8 to 9 days here. We're looking at a strong category 2 to a weak category 3. So this is, at this point, what it looks like. We are talking about a category 2 to a category 3 hurricane by September 9th. That will not be good. Okay? We'll have to wait and see. Also, we see another pretty weak tropical wave here, but something to keep an eye on by September 9th. We have seen some development out of that too. We'll have to wait and see on that. By the way, you guys, we have now hit 660 subscribers. We are 40 away from the big 700, you guys. I know we can do it. If we can get up to 700 subscribers by 11:30 tonight, I will stay on even longer. Okay? I know we can do it, Weather Kingdom. You guys are great. You guys are very supportive in the crew. We are, once again, just trying to grow the channel, help people. Yes, Critty, I do want to point out that the subtropical ridge builds in as the wave travels west, so it will be interesting to see how it pans out. I agree with you. We're going to have to wait and see how it pans out, and we'll have to wait and see. But basically what the GFS shows is generally this does go out to sea here on the Bermuda side. And this, you know, becomes a massive kind of out to sea hurricane here. While we have a potential another tropical wave here. It's not strong, but by September 11th, we got a major category 3 or 4 hurricane on the GFS. Once again, this could be our second major hurricane and our second hurricane. We'll have to wait and see about that. But also, we got another area to watch. Probably another hatch area, in my opinion. It's not too much sport on it, but it's definitely there, and it does look like it, as Gabrielle gets moving on, we have a weak, pretty steady tropical wave right here on the GFS by September 16th. Also, another tropical wave coming off Africa. So it looks like the tropical Atlantic will begin to get a little bit more busy and something to really watch for. By the way, we are now 15 subs from our goal tonight. Huh. So this is how it looks on the GFS. We don't see anything really in... I don't know. There's an interesting little bit. I do want to point out something in the Gulf of Mexico. I'm not going to say anything here, but there is a bit of vorticity that does go in the Gulf that's been shown on the GFS also. Could be another hatch area where we do see a bit of vorticity playing around here. Look at that. We do see a bit of vorticity with the Central American gyre by the peak of the hurricane season. That's very broad, but we do see something in the Gulf with a wave. I do want to indicate that. Okay. I wouldn't say that yet. Yeah, there's a little piece of energy there. Something to keep an eye on. This is Gabriella. This could be Gabriella. Right here with the GFS. But we do see a bit of spinning energy in the Gulf. And then we also see another piece of energy here that's in the Caribbean right here. That another piece of energy, very broad, but another piece of energy out of the CAG. So I'm not saying that the Central American gyre will develop, but there is some indications that the Central American gyre will be trying to pick up place once again this year in the late September. Regardless of that, Central American gyre, it will bring some pretty heavy rain. I mean, this is that tropical wave here. I just want to look at. This is basically our next named storm. It goes like that, and then and then out to sea. But we generally see here on the model, pretty much if you guys are in southern Texas, coastline Texas, all of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, West Virginia, even parts of Florida and the East Coast here, looks like we will be dealing with a lot of tropical thunderstorms, downpours, showers to impact the area. This is a general on the GFS, 2 to 4 inches of rain. And some spots here, we do see about locally 6 inches in the reader here. So it does show about almost 6 inches of rain in spots. And regardless of the Central American gyre developing, we could be dealing with very unsettled weather. I would like to just point that out here, because I know everybody just focuses on tropical storms and stuff, but we'll have to wait and see. Let's go. Let's go in the main development region. I want to take a look at this next storm. Let's take a look at the dry air, because I know this is very big here. Let's take a look at the dry air. This is with that next tropical wave. Looks to me on the GFS, we have much more of a less dry air, and we have more of a moisture bubble with this tropical wave than expected. That's actually very good for this system. And it doesn't look like we have really that much drier, as we got pretty moist, actually, air to the north. We do have dry air into the north east here. And then we have very moist to the, east. Drier to the west. And then even more moist to the south. And even southwest. So pretty favorable environment on the GFS here. We'll have to take a look at previous runs, because if we go back a few runs ago, what was the issue here a few runs ago is we had a lot more forecasted of dry air to be present in the Atlantic. Okay? That's what kept this system. We'll be taking a look at the shear and stuff. We will. I'll like to take a look at that too, everyone. If you guys are new, please like and subscribe, as we are trying to gain up to 700 subs tonight. I know we could do it. We are at 16 likes. I know we could do it, but this was a few runs ago, by the way, on the GFS. And now we looked at tonight's 18Z. There it is. So we do see some, look at this though. We do see some embedded dry air. I won't disagree here, where we do see, to me, the looks of dry air that tries and gets into the system right here. You see that? There's a bit of dry air. So with this tropical wave, it might have a little bit of trouble on keeping it alive. But it eventually does rule that out and then create its own moisture bubble and then get into a very favorable environment. And with the other tropical wave, it is in favorable environment, but there is a bit of shear that is out ahead of it. Also, a little bit of dry air. The upper steering flow here, this is the 200 millibar winds. I know everybody's... Yes, I agree. Also, what about the shear? Because I'm very interested. And to me now, look at this. This is the next little bit. Remember when we had shear just blowing across this system? Look at it now. On the GFS and the latest runs here, let's go back just a few runs ago here. Look at that, you guys. This was just a bit ago. We had shear just tearing this apart like this. That's about 30 knots of shear. All right, this was about the 18Z run of yesterday, okay? This is the differences. From last night, we had shear and more dry air. But with the tropical wave coming off and getting into better data, look at it. Even here, we still had this to have struggles until it made it all the way up here. But when we take a look at tonight here, the favorability is a little bit more conducive. There's still, in my opinion, some shear as... I mean, look at that. There is a little bit of shear on the... on the eastern side of this wave envelope. If you guys are new, please like and subscribe, by the way. It will be very greatly appreciated. This was the wave envelope on the GFS. It still has a little bit of shear. So, the conditions are better today, and it does eventually become very conducive as you get into the subtropics here. This is what Erin did, and then it became a major hurricane and then moved out. Our next tropical wave, why does it not develop very well? Pretty much due to dry wind shear and dry air. If it was no wind shear or dry air, this will probably be our next AOI in the Atlantic. But we'll have to wait and see. All right. Let's take a look at another model. Is the European. All right. Question. Do you guys want me to take a look at the 18Z or 12Z or both? Yeah, I know. We're taking a look at the year 18Z. Do both. All right. All right. All right. Yeah, I can do the comparison too. No problem. Thank you guys for the update. By the way, if we hit 700 subscribers by 11:30 tonight, I will stay on live with you guys and talk more about the models with you guys and 0Zs. Just a heads up. All right. We'll take a look at the GFS. Hey, you guys, by the way, with this winter, I will be live for snowstorms. All right. So if you guys think after the hurricane season you guys are going anywhere, I will be live with winter outlooks. I will be giving you guys winter updates on the models and live coverage with cameras. So stay tuned for the winter outlooks because winter is going to be very busy on this channel. Last year, I did it. It was all right. We didn't do too well, but this is a different atmosphere and hoping we gain even more and get monetized. Hey, boy, what's up? Nice to see you. I agree in PA because I am from PA. Hey, Spanky. I am going to school for meteorology, actually. I will be going to school for meteorology. I will be trying to get my bachelor's degree. I will be starting classes hopefully in the next year or less. That's the goal for me. What is up? I live in Abreu. Nice to know, South Dakota. Hey, I know South Dakota. You guys always get big snowstorms. Hey, yeah, Chronic. That'll be awesome. If you get any snowstorms, please send it in the chat. That would be awesome. I'd love to have that. If you do not mind. Would New Jersey have any snowstorms this year? Supposed to drive in New Jersey in January. Actually, for the Northeast, with blizzards in or nor'easters, January is usually the big hot spot. Usually January is the big snowy month across the East Coast. That's once again, if the winters are good for that, everyone. Just a heads up. Great Lakes. If you guys are from the Great Lakes, expect big time lake effect snow. Usually those waters that were warmer, we get that lake effect snow. And we do get, and I will be live for big time lake effect snow events. So if I do get some live cameras and some live people that does track it, we will be live for the great lake effect snow. My bad. Yes, even into March is very busy in the winter weather in the Northeast. They're usually nor'easters. There's usually snowstorms. Usually we get Alberta Clippers. We get very cold shots. It's a lot. I love snowboarding, so winter is my best, in my opinion, that I like to talk about on the channel. Besides the tropics, it is winter weather all the way. I love winter weather in my opinion. So if you guys want live data this winter, please subscribe and like to the channel. All right, you guys, let me get back into the tropics here. So, as we take a, I'm sorry for the wait. By the way, we're 10 likes away, but let's take a look here. This is the European model. When we take a look at the next 24 hours here, let's go. I'm sorry for everybody that was waiting for me to look at the Euro. When we take a look at the Euro here, this is that tropical wave. Generally, very broad on the 18Z, just like the GFS. So that's in good agreement. When we take a look at the next 48 hours, something that's very comparison with the GFS and the Euro is the GFS has a better developed wave in 48 hours instead of 24 hours. And the European model does also. We do get the wave to get a little bit more bullish and probably an invest in the next 2 to 3 days. All right, so very interesting there on the European model. As we take a look here and go 72 hours out, our tropical wave actually stays broad. At this point, the GFS wants it to develop, okay? And the Euro on the 18Z does not want this to develop. So it's a little bit interesting that the GFS and the Euro is already in disagreement in 3 days out. Welcome back, everybody. We do see generally, the Euro keeps us weak, but we go more on a southern part. At this point, this wave does develop slowly. It's very interesting because when we take a look at the Euro compared to the GFS, there is a big difference. The 18Z has it as a weak tropical depression, not even a storm, in my opinion. While the GFS here has a full-blown tropical storm to a Category 1 hurricane right here. So first off, if it strengthens faster, this will likely go out to sea. If it strengthens slower, this is likely to pull more of closer to the islands in Puerto Rico, closer to the west. All right. And there's already that comparison in the next 4 to 5 days. When we take a look at the Euro, full out here, if we take a look at the 12Z run, it was about the same here. Took it a while to develop, but eventually it did develop. But it developed later. We saw by September 9th, with the Euro, we saw a hurricane. All right. This is in the next about 9 days, you guys. This is in 9 days. Okay, 9 days from now. We have a lot to take a watch. But the GFS at this point has a stronger hurricane into more of a Category 2 to a Category 3. While the Euro has this at a 984, generally a Category 1 to a Category 2 hurricane. So it is interesting that both of the main global models does show a hurricane. And not just that, it even shows on the latest Euro. This does something like Erin, a little bit of an Erin, but it does become our next major hurricane on September 11th. This is the peak of the Atlantic hurricane season on this day. And the Euro has a 958 millibar storm all the way closer to the islands. All right. I want you to take a look at the comparison here. This is the Euro. This is the GFS. The Euro is actually stronger, according. So if it does develop, oh my God, that would be crazy if it moves in Erin. That'd be pretty crazy. This is GFS, and this is Euro. It does show eventually this to develop even into a 949 millibar storm. At this point, the Euro is saying strong Category 3 to a weekend Category 4. And eventually this does go out to sea, but it absolutely hammers Bermuda right here where my pen is right there. There's the eye wall right into this. This is probably a Category 3 hurricane slamming Bermuda here. Well, also, we got another tropical wave back there. Just a little bit interesting, and then generally, that's the pattern. Let's go a little farther out. Sorry, you guys. By the way, you guys, we have hit 661 subs. Very greatly appreciate it. We have been live for about 44 minutes, almost to an hour already. We have already done a great stream. I am a little bit tired, but we're going to try and stay live for a bit longer. Like I said, if we hit 700 subs, we have 39 more. We have quite a bit more. We still have 49 more subs. 48 more subs. Our goal is to hit 700 subs by 11:30. So we still got almost about 40 minutes to do so. and the weather community. Thank you. Thank you, Carlos. Very greatly appreciate it. We're at 23 likes. Let's get up to 7 more. Thank you. Thank you, Carlos. Very greatly appreciate it. I just want to say something. Look at the euro. I don't think you guys see this, but do you guys see this? Does anyone see this? I know we haven't even looked at this. On the euro by September 15th. By the way, that's the 540 line. That's 32 degrees, you guys. Temps. Usually. Does anyone see that? For the Northeast. We're talking about nighttime temps. Already reaching 32 degrees in some parts of Maine and area. I don't know if you guys do see that. Yeah, pretty crazy. That's winter weather right there, you guys. In September 15th. Yeah. That's very interesting. I mean, I don't know, but it just surprises me. I like to take a look at that on the pattern. Let's just quickly take a look at the, can we just take a look at this, you guys? Just 1 second. Does anyone see that on the euro? Look at that. 540 line right here, the 32 degree line hitting already this part in September 15 in the Northeast. That would be awesome in my opinion. It's because of it being in September. It's not as cold as it would have been in the winter. But look at that. We got nighttime temps in the 40s. You guys. Definitely summer is ending, you guys, in the Northeast. We're definitely starting to see the cooling in North America here. Still very interesting in my opinion. That dip in the atmosphere. Also, I want to take a look at this, you guys. This by September 15th. Keep an eye out. We have another very strong tropical wave according to the Euro by September 15th. All right. This is about the second half of beginning of September. Yes, early signal of fall though. We'll have to wait and see, in my opinion. This is that tropical wave. Also, so this is Gabrielle right here. This is that next tropical wave that I'm looking at. Also, this is another. So this is number one we are looking at, the main one. This is the AOI currently. This could be the second AOI. And this could even be the third by September 15th. So we at least know we're getting one storm to develop in September as of right now. The European AI does not like Gabrielle. All right, it really struggles Gabrielle to form and pretty much die. But in the longer range, look at that, you guys, by September 15th also, it shows a very strong tropical wave, just like the Euro, coming off Africa. Like I said, September 15 looks like things are going to be getting a little bit more busy. Definitely. the Canadian here. Gabrielle never really forms on the Canadian. Icon does form Gabriella. Also, it tries to form that next tropical wave. This would be by September 7th. So this is Gabriella's number 1. This is our next AOI is 2. And then number 3 is back here. Just a FYI. Very interesting stuff that we are taking a look at on the models. When we take a look at the MJO here, let's go further out. Let's go in the world. Look at the atmosphere, you guys. By September 16th, look at that wave that does try and come off in the September 15th. Look at that. There's a little bit of that upwards motion out of that tropical wave. That's what you call a couple Kelvin wave, you guys. Very interesting. We have 41 people watching. If you guys are new, please like and subscribe. This is the MJO. This is part of the MJO. Also, you can see we are getting into a little bit more favorability in our Central American gyre here, across the Gulf and the Caribbean. It is a little bit better than yesterday on the MJO, but it's still there. When we take a look at the European 12Z and look towards the end, yeah, look at that. We're not in the best favorable conditions for the Atlantic, but one thing we noticed from yesterday to today is the MJO is a little bit more favorable on these models. Because when we take a look at last night, this was about the same time, had more of a red, and then we take a look at 12Z yesterday, had more red there. So when we take a look at the 12Z today, we got a little bit more of rising motion over Africa. What does that tell me? Is we got more stronger tropical waves going into the Atlantic. That's very big, you guys. Very big. If you guys are new, please like and subscribe. Very interesting. The euro is showing a little bit more rising motion today than yesterday, coming off Africa. So that's probably why we do get amplified now tropical waves on the latest euro and some of the models today. If you guys are new, we're talking about this AOI latest update. We are now a 40% in the Eastern Atlantic. Also, our goal is to 700 subscribers by the end of the stream. And also, we are just taking a look at the AOI in the Atlantic. Also, a future, potentially, another AOI in the Atlantic also. So, that's our main stuff that we are looking at tonight in the Weather Kingdoms world. Also, thank you guys for all your guys' support. We are crushing it. I really appreciate it. If you guys like this content, please like and subscribe. Also, we will be having a winter outlook probably in the next month or so, across the entire United States. And then I'll probably post my winter outlook, and then we'll probably go live that night. That's the goal. Go live that night for Q&A, questions, concerns, and more of the fun stuff like that. So, this is the latest thinking on the European ensembles. Very interesting. We have a lot more support today. We have now, generally, this is AOI 1. This is that AOI 1 here. A bit of a spread in the ensembles. Also with the strength. But we do see generally a Category 1 to a Category 4 hurricane on the ensembles. Alright. Generally north of the islands, but like we have witnessed before, we saw that with Erin. We'll have to wait and see about that, but this looks like we could be talking about another big potential tropical cyclone or storm that could be very similar to Erin. Okay? Another headache, in my opinion, when we talk about it. But that's not the only system. This is AOI 1. Right? Look at that, you guys. It's much more widespread, but we do see AOY 2. All right. This is AOI 2, AOI 2. All right. So the European Ensemble stay is basically bottom line shows with Gabrielle. That's our next name storm. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing it right. Is Gabrielle that could form into a much stronger storm. And then AOI 2 now is starting to show up on the ensembles and parts of the models. My next area I would like to watch out here is for the Caribbean and Gulf. Okay. That's our next big area we have to watch out for if we get model support. But comparing these ensembles, we're starting to see some activity now in September really begin to pop off. The GEFS here basically likes a bit of interesting stuff. Nothing in the Caribbean stuff or in the Gulf. We do see AOI 1. And then we also see, once again on the GEFS, AOI 2. So what we noticed today compared to yesterday, we have 2 areas to now watch in the Atlantic. Not just 1, but 2. I'm not too worried about the Central American gyre just yet, but that's also hinting in the long run. When we take a look at the GDM models, wow, this is interesting. This is something you do not want to see. Okay? This is part of the model here. So basically what happens here is this is Gabrielle. This is one of the ensembles here. Do not take this. Weather Kingdom, I wouldn't be concerned on the second wave right now. When we see more confirmation, then I will watch. Yeah. This is an FNV3 ensembles. I think it's part of the Canadian or something. Do not alarm yourself. Alright. But I'm not liking the model support that we have gained out of this. This is AOI 1. Alright. AOI 1. This is AOI 2. AOI 2. And I'm not too confident on this. We'll have to wait with the GFS and the European if they do pick up. But one thing that worries me is I think the models are starting to unhatch the hood. We're starting to see a little bit more in the engine that this Atlantic hurricane season might actually have than previous thought. Alright, if you guys are new, please like and subscribe. And then you do see AOI 3. And the Bay of Campeche and the tropics here. These are part of the AI models, I'm pretty sure. AOI 3. Take this for granted. Take this with a grain of salt. Nothing's confirmation, but I like to go on these lives and videos to just show you guys the evolving of the model runs. All right. Remember a few days ago when we looked at this, we could probably go back. Oh, no, we can't. 0Z. Look at that. We only had the main development region. But look at 12Z today. Nothing really. And then 18Z, all of a sudden, boom. That's why I'm not too much buying it, because it's very, very scattered and not well developed. When we take a look at the GDM, this is a little bit concerning in my opinion also. We don't see anything in the Caribbean and the Bay of Campeche anymore, right? I agree. Basically for me, for tonight, for staying on, I do not know. Our goal was to hit about 700 subscribers before 11:30, but we are reasonably not going to get there. We are only at 661, but we do have a lot of support, you guys, that's on this channel currently. And what time should I get off? Because I do not want to stay on into 1 in the morning and stuff. But can you guys make a deal with me? All right. Everyone that's here right now, I want you to go like, subscribe, and share this video, because this helps to grow the channel out. Okay. Let's get up to 670 subs before 11:30 tonight. I'll make that deal. If we get 670 subs by 11:30 tonight, we'll stay on until 12 o'clock tonight. Not really. We could cover more. We could cover the waters. We could cover OHC. We could cover 0Z models also. That's why I'm giving you guys the option. If we can get up to 670 subscribers, I'll stay on another 30 minutes and we'll watch some model data. Yes, midnight, if we hit by 11:30, 670 subs. Okay, that's it, and then I'll stay into midnight. All right, deal with you guys. But we have about 25 minutes to do so. But I'm going to keep talking about the tropics. We will cover the 0Z runs if we get 670 subs. Deal? Basically, what the factors that we could be dealing with is wind shear, dry air. I kind of went over yesterday when we were getting a little bit more tired. I went over all the model and data. By the way, we are 1 like away from 30. We have 661 subs. 661 subs, you guys. Very greatly appreciate it. Alright, I'm going to get back into the tropics. We'll have to wait and see. By the way, thank you guys. We have hit 30 likes tonight. That's awesome. This has been another awesome stream. By the way, you guys, before we start losing people, I do want to give you guys a latest update. We are at now 2,395 watch time hours. We are only 700 and 5 hours of watch time away from being monetized on this channel. I know we can do it. Alright? I know we can do it. And not monetized completely, but we'll become verified, and then you guys will be able to donate. We'll be able to make the chats better, more donates, less of those spammers also, and it'll help to promote my channel on YouTube a little bit more. Yes, it is weak, and you can also see it on here. This is wave 1. I don't think it'll go this far west, but why? Okay, basically, why does these models here go this far west? Basically, because from all the way up here, we are at nothing. No tropical development on that first wave. It kind of drifts west and then starts to develop closer to the mainland. Thank you, thank you. By the way, we're at 662 subs, you guys. We still got 20 minutes to do it, you guys. We're at 662. We are 8 subs away from me staying on to midnight on this channel. Let's do it, you guys. I know we can. All right. We've covered a lot. Thank you. So, all right. Let's take a look at the latest icon here. Icon's 51 hours out. Look at that. It's 51 hours out. It doesn't want to show any development. Southwestern ensembles. Look, the southwestern ensembles right here. Basically, why does it go so far west? Is because they kind of developed very late. And when they try going north, you can tell here, we do have quite a few starting to turn north here at this point. And that's because it kind of missed all the troughs, and now it's slowly getting dragged to the north. That's why they are. And these right here is because they develop a little bit quicker and get carried out a little bit faster. That's a big reason on that. Let's look at the European 18Z. I didn't even look at that. Interesting. European 18Z likes more development here. Look at that. More bullish and in the development. What else do you guys want me to look at? Also, the 18Z is a little bit more quicker. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, pretty big shift. Something to keep an eye out on the 18Zs. Oh, that's very interesting. Huh. Very interesting right there. Alright. How are the models? Not gonna lie, you guys, we kind of covered everything. What do you guys want me to look at? Alright. What would you guys like me to look at as we are waiting? Huh. Alright. We'll take a look at the satellite imagery right now. This should generally get better organized. Oh, we can look at the MJO, you guys. That's a big thing. Oh, yeah, we could take a look at that. Alright, alright, alright. Alright, you guys, I got you. That's the wave here. And coming off Africa, we should see this generally continue to slowly organize. That's what the models do indicate. Some slow organizing. We do have some dry air, but not as much as we previously thought. We're also taking a look at the icon currently. We're at 63 hours out. There it is, our tropical wave right here in the next 2.5 days here. Alright, we'll take a look at ocean heat content. Ocean. One moment. Yeah, comment down ideas, you guys, and just keep rolling them in as we are continuing to go on here. Oh, wow. It's pretty interesting. I mean, I didn't mean to click on this, but look at the averages since 1960. This is, I know we are getting a little off topic, but look at that. Since 2020. This is actually 2025. Look at that. Since 2025. Look at the OHC generally compared to average. We have been below, but we started coming back a little bit. But look at that. We've been on a general increase with actually 2025 being the most amount of OHC in the Atlantic. Look at that. The most amount of OHC. 2025 is actually at its most. (2006), you guys, is all the way down here. I hope you guys realize that. Very interesting. The water's been warming with OHC. I didn't even mean to click on that. That's... I messed it up, you guys. I'm sorry. Okay, I don't even... Alright. I actually clicked on the wrong website here, you guys. I didn't even mean to click on the wrong website. Alright, let's take a look. Oh, wow. Generally, this was August 30th, yesterday. We're right here. Look at that. Alright. Yeah. Hey, it's a bit cooler from 2024 and 2023. But look at the averages, you guys. Like I said yesterday, we don't peak into here. If we just went shooting up like this, think about it. We can actually somehow make a comeback. That's probably not going to happen. But we've been on a steeper incline here than 2023 and 24. Very interesting. We'll have to wait and see. This is in the main development region of the Atlantic. This also includes some of the Caribbean. So this kind of both. This is the Caribbean, you guys. From August 30th. About average. Right here. We're not too far actually from the peak here. This is about the peak. So we did generally went down below a little bit. And then we've been shooting back up pretty rapidly. I'm very interested on what happens here. Do we end up about here, or do we end up going a little bit here and then going down? I mean, I just don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that. By the way, you guys, we are 9 minutes away and we only had 662 subscribers. Like I said, I'm not going to stay on to probably 12 o'clock. We are now 8 minutes away from it. I'm very, very exhausted. Oh, yeah, it's above average for sure. I am very exhausted. Very exhausted. But I like taking a look at this with you guys. We've been doing good this stream overall. Alright, we're at 663 subs, you guys. Alright, you guys are quickly trying to bring it back. We are 7 subs away, you guys. I think we can do it. Let's do it. If you guys want me to stay on to 12 o'clock at midnight, let's get up to 670 subs. We got 7 minutes, you guys. Yeah, no stupid spammers. I'm going to try and help and share this with the Discords, with the chats and everything. I want to try and help you guys. One moment. I'm trying to help to expand the channel. Our goal is to 670 subs before 11:30. We are 6 minutes away, you guys. I think we can do it. I know we can. We've done it before at Weather Kingdom. It's fine if we don't. I mean, if you guys are really tired, we do not have to stay on. I mean, I was about to try and go over some of the data here. Let's do that. Alright, we're getting a lot of likes here right now. Yeah, I agree. Alright, you guys. Let's take a look at satellite imagery. What's your guys... Alright, what's your last things you guys want me to look at? Thank you, everybody. Very, very great. Also, Shorts does not help me on hour watch time. It only does that separate. No, you know what? Let's do it. We're gonna cover East Pack right now. We're gonna go to East Pack, everybody. If you guys are fans of the East Pack, let's do it. So we do have Tropical Storm Kiko or Keiko. I actually don't know how to Kiko, something like that. But we are at a 40-mile an hour, 45-mile an hour storm. Also, we do have another area out here, much closer to Mexico. All right. One moment. Kiko. All right. Thank you. Kiko. So basically, what they do produce here is a tropical wave producing a large area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms off the coast of southern Mexico. And an area of low pressure is expected to form from this system within the next day or so. And it will likely become a tropical depression around the middle week of next week. The system is expected to move west-northwest for around 10 to 15 off the coast of southern and southwestern Mexico during the next few days. Interest is Baja of California Peninsula should monitor the progress of this disturbance. National Hurricane Center, let's look at that. All right, this is general track just south of Hawaii. Very interesting. It does have it becoming a Category 2 hurricane here. Let's go in the East Pack here, you guys. In one moment. Alright, I know you guys are very interested, but my winter thoughts right now. Can you give me a particular area? Because the winter, I mean, where are we talking about in the US for the winter? It generally shows a weak tropical storm on the GFS that does develop, maybe into a stronger tropical storm, but generally nothing too strong there. Central Pacific, this is where Hawaii is. Whoa! You guys see this? The GFS, even though it weakens it, it has actually a tropical storm making landfall in Hawaii. That's interesting. Alright, I guess we're going to have to go live for that too, you guys. If we do get any tropical storm or hurricane that hits Hawaii, we will be going live on that. Look at that. Even if it weakens. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. I was not expecting that. Let's look at another model here. The European. Alright, damn. I mean, even though it starts to weaken it, look at the latest 18Z by September 6th. We got a Category 1 hurricane barreling towards Hawaii here. That's interesting. I was not expecting that. Let's take a look at the 12Z here on the model. Euro had a little, alright. Euro has it weak, but look at that, you guys. The 12Z Euro, before hitting the mountains, has generally a tropical storm hitting Hawaii before making landfall. Yeah, it'll be heavy rain over the Big Island. Oh yeah, by the way, this winter will be a La Nina and for the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic. It's kind of, I haven't really looked in detail, and I wouldn't really like to give you guys my opinion, because I like to give you guys my opinion when I have more data. But I'll say generally right now, we are looking at a cold and snowy winter for the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic, you guys. I would generally say that. I'm not too confident on that. I'll have to take a look at my own information and the tropical outlook on that. This is Kiko. Look at that. Very small. But look at that. Very small but mighty into a major hurricane. Let's take a look at the satellite imagery of Kiko. Wow, Kiko is... look at that. Kiko is small. That's a small hurricane right there that could be. This is likely going to help it to strengthen rapidly also. A small and strong core. Hey, I love blizzards. I think we need more blizzards in the Northeast. We're due in the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic for nice snowstorms. By the way, this is the Gulf of Mexico, you guys. Look at that. Very interesting, you guys. The Gulf of Mexico right now is averaging out now with 2024. This was the peak, but if this continues to rise in the next couple of days this dramatically, we will be almost tied with the first highest ocean heat content in the Gulf of Mexico. Very interesting data right there. I know we just jumped from East Pacific to the Atlantic, but I'm a bit tired here, you guys. I might be ending the stream here. I'm a bit tired. I do need my lovely sleep. I thank you guys. Gulf of America, my bad. I hope you guys did like and enjoy. We have hit 40 likes. Thank you guys for all the likes. We have done a great job on this stream. This is for sure going to help the channel out. I hope you guys do enjoy. We've been live for about almost an hour plus here, hour and 15 minutes. We've been live every night, at least about 40 minutes plus, you guys, easily. All right. I hope you guys do like and enjoy. Very greatly appreciated you guys all the support. Let's try and get up to 700 subs. We've done a quite good job tonight. I'm hoping as the Atlantic with Gabriella, as we're going to take a look at that in the next couple nights. The Gabrielle is the next big topic for us in the Weather Kingdoms channel. So I hope you guys very like and enjoy. Please like and subscribe. I hope you guys have a great night. And please share. And we'll be having another live stream tomorrow night, likely. So please stay tuned, you guys. Please like and subscribe. Hope you guys share and see you guys in the next update. Have a good night.